Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sports World with Patrick. In today's episode, we're joined by two incredible athletes from Colgate's women's hockey team. Kristýna, a seasoned fifth-year player with international experience, and Addison, a standout first-year player making her mark. We'll dive into their hockey journey, the unique team culture at Colgate, and how they balance the academic and athletic lives. It's going to be an awesome conversation, so let's get right into it. All right, Kristýna and Addison, thank you so much for being here. To kick things off, can you each share a bit about your background and how or what got you into hockey?
Sorry,
You
the
good?
connection's pretty bad. So we only heard a few things, but so I have an older brother who is 3 years older than me, and so he played hockey. And so growing up, I always kind of wanted to be like him, and always felt like I wanted to compete with him in the most healthy ways possible. And that kind of brought me to hockey after I saw him skate and play. I just kind of said, I want to do that. I'm not really feeling any other sports. I want to do what he's doing, and that's kind of how I got into it.
Yeah, similarly to Kalti, I started playing when I was 4, and it was the same thing. My brothers both played, and we're super competitive, and we'd play in the basement and stuff like that. So I loved watching them, and then I decided to play and start skating with them, and then I joined a girls' team.
Those are some awesome answers. Kalti, you obviously have a lot of international experience. What was it sort of like transitioning from playing hockey in Europe to competing in the U.S. at Colgate?
I mean, it was a little different just because, first of all, like the language barrier was real. Like my teammates back home obviously spoke Czech, and so transitioning here, I had to kind of learn the hockey language and everything. So that was a little bit of a challenge at the start, especially understanding different drills or systems and whatnot. But hockey wise, I would say it wasn't that much of a difference. I mean, the rinks here are a little smaller. The ice sheet is a little smaller than the ones in Europe, so that was probably the biggest adjustment. Otherwise, like I don't think I really, I don't know, spent too much time thinking about the differences. And yeah, I think the transition was pretty easy. Besides all the circumstances of like language barrier and the fact that it's like 4,000 miles away from home. But yeah, definitely international play helped a lot because a lot of the girls played in the U.S. and Canada, so I kind of got to talk to them and get the feel for it from them.
And obviously, Addison, as a first-year player, can you sort of tell us what about your journey to Colgate and how you became a standout player on your previous team, and what led you to choose Colgate for your college career?
Yeah, there's 2 older girls on the team that are from my youth team. So that's how I first heard about Colgate, because of them. And I think a huge part of my development was I did a lot of extra skates with them and older college girls. And like I learned so much watching them skate and like learning what they do to make them so successful. So that's kind of like the main reason that I think I like was able to make it to Colgate. And then I chose Colgate definitely because of the academics, but how good they are. Obviously, they've been a top 5 team, which is like super incredible to be a part of. So I always wanted to be on like a team that could compete for, the championship.
That's great to hear. Now let's dive into the team culture at Colgate. How would you both describe it, and what makes the Colgate hockey team unique in your eyes?
I can start. I feel like throughout the years I've been here, like it kind of evolved from my perspective. First an underclassman into an upperclassman. Like my role has changed in the culture part of it. At first, I was just trying to kind of be a part of a team and just kind of perform my best on the ice and just kind of look up to my older teammates. But obviously, as that transitioned into me becoming older and becoming one of the leaders off the ice, not only on the ice, I understood my role a little differently. I would say the culture this year is really good. Like we hang out off the ice quite a bit. I would say that a lot of the girls are really close. Like we enjoy having, game nights with one another, playing board games or just like watching the PWHL games together and just chatting, doing homework together or going to eat together during the day. So we hang out not just before or after practice. So that's super exciting to see. Definitely special. I mean, there was a little bit of it in the past, but I think this year especially it stands out to me because we're so cohesive and so together.
Yeah, obviously I'm a freshman, so I wasn't sure what things were like in the past, but The transition has been like super seamless and everyone's been so great, especially the upperclassmen, like with rides and just like always including us. So it's been like super fun to be a part of like a team and have like that safety net of having friends in a weird way. So I can't complain about the culture.
And obviously, Kalti, you've developed into a strong leader on this team over the years, and you do wear the A this season. How do you keep the team motivated and united, especially during tough times or even close games?
I feel like every team faces adversity this year off the ice. Obviously we ran into some things, but just obviously trying to be a leader and lead in the way that's right for the team and not for any individual or myself. It's always for the team and doing the right thing. So that's really been the main focus here. And on the ice, when we, are down a goal or two or run into challenges on the ice, like again bringing that kind of stability and belief into the team is what I try to do. And it's all great if you can talk and say things, but I think it translates into your actions on the ice, and that's the most important thing to me, just kind of leading by example and not only saying, hey guys, let's do it, let's get pucks deep, let's win our battles, but also following up on it and making sure that I actually do it and show that I care about it, and that, if I do it, people will want to do it too.
And obviously, Addison, as a freshman, you're joining this team with so many experienced players, including Kalti. What's been your perspective on the team dynamic so far, and have you noticed any changes or growth within the group from your perspective?
Yeah, I think it's awesome to be a part of like a team with so many great players, and I learn a lot on and off the ice. Like Kalti said, like she's a leader and she leads by example and is vocal, and I think it's like super inspiring to be a part of it. I also think like one thing that I've noticed is everyone wants everyone to succeed, which is like super important when you're winning or when you're in those tight games and you need to win. One person scores, everyone's happy, doesn't matter who it is. Makes it like super fun to be a part of. I also think like you can tell how connected we've gotten over time. Every game, I think we are more connected, especially we had like our Christmas break together, which we were the only people on campus. So we hung out every day, skated every day, and like really became really close.
And obviously, for you guys, balancing academics and the athletics and your personal life is always a challenge. But how do you guys sort of manage your time efficiently, especially during the busy season? That's around the beginning of the season, too.
I think just, we always make it clear that it's important to stay in touch with our professors and all the resources we have available to us on campus. I think that's the starting point. And then it just obviously transitions into leaning on to one another and communicating with the coaching staff if we need anything or just kind of where we're at. But I know a lot of us do homework on the bus or at the hotel before our games. And obviously there's time where we should focus on the hockey part of it. But up until like pregame meal, there's so much time that we can spend doing homework or whatever we need to do. So I think that kind of helps with that balance of it all. And then during the day, obviously classes, and then whenever we have free time, we do homework and we help each other out, do homework together, discuss different articles or readings if we need to, and just kind of help our learning that way.
Yeah, I think we're definitely very busy. We have a lot of things to focus on, but staying productive and organized is like the main thing that you can control. Like when we get our assignments, like trying to do them right away and like planning ahead. Obviously, like we have big games coming up and we might have to miss school on a Friday. Like communicating, like Kalti said, with like professors and teachers and our coaches, like is a huge help. And like everyone is so helpful on the team. A lot of us have similar majors, so they recommend classes and help us stay organized.
And Kalti, obviously, you're a student athlete in your fifth year. What has been sort of the most difficult aspect of balancing your studies with hockey commitments, and how have you sort of managed to overcome those challenges?
I feel like, I don't know, the hardest thing is just balancing that time, but I feel like I've done a pretty decent job at it throughout the years where I can't say I really ran into any troubles, but I've taken some classes, especially history classes that require a lot of studying and stuff. So that was just probably the biggest thing. And so just preparing ahead of time, honestly. And I'm really glad I never let myself run into any issues. I hate procrastination, so I would write papers week and a half prior to the deadline, which helped a lot. I mean, it's hard to do sometimes, but just kind of finding that free time when I can allow myself to work on stuff ahead of time really helps.
And Addison, as a first-year player, obviously going in the freshman year, it's a completely different story with college, from high school to college. What was the biggest adjustment in balancing the demands of hockey and school, and how do you sort of stay focused on both of them?
Yeah, I think the biggest adjustment is that you have free time and what you do with your free time. So, like, I'm not used to having, 3 classes a day. So I have more free time, but that means like I do have to study during that free time. So, like, I have to stay productive and organized and know like what's coming up in the next few weeks because we are so busy. So, like, planning ahead, like I said earlier. And then I also think like a really big part of it is when we're at the rink, like getting ready for practice, like you have to forget about school. Like we're at practice, like we have goals for hockey, and like in order to accomplish them, we have to stay focused at the rink. And then when you leave to the rink, like school is your next priority.
All right, let's talk about some memorable moments. What's been the most memorable moment for you in your hockey career so far?
I really enjoyed the tournament in Nashville with Colgate. That was like one of the probably prime moments for me at Colgate. Just, a great atmosphere, a lot of fans that we had there, and obviously Nashville, what a great city. And it was a great tournament playing against Minnesota. And so yeah, I would say that, but like overall, going to world championships, like the U18 World Championship in Czech was really special to me because all my family and friends were able to go there, and it was so many people there, like huge crowds, and that was my first U18 World Championship. So to kind of kick that U18 career off was really successful that way. And obviously winning for ECAC championships here at Colgate was huge, and something I will forever cherish. Obviously still chasing that national title, and that's the goal every year, but just kind of one day at a time. Hopefully ECAC will come along this way this year too, and then hopefully we'll create more memorable times here with Colgate this year, such as the national title.
Yeah, I think like every win is memorable in its own way. Obviously, being a part of Colgate, this is my first year, so we have not yet gone to the ECAC tournament, but like every win, being in the locker room after like a big win, after beating Minnesota Duluth, like the locker room, everyone's so happy and it's fun to be a part of it as a freshman. Like back in youth, each win was fun, but in college, it's definitely a different feeling. I also have a memorable moment with Kalti. It was our first practice as a freshman. I was super nervous, and she came right up to me and was like, "Hey, you, like, we're going in this drill together." And that was kind of a small moment, but that was like kind of the start of our friendship. So it was pretty memorable.
And obviously, Caldy, after being at Colgate for 5 years, is there a particular proud moment you've had with the team that sticks out?
I mean, there's a lot. Like, it depends. Like, obviously, wins and championships mean the world to me. But kind of like Addison said, like, it's the moments with the teammates that really mean a lot more. It's the coming to the rink every day and being able to be and spend time with such a special group is so awesome. And even our coaching staff is amazing. So that's so special to me, and kind of a really sweet way to kind of finish my college career this way with such a good group of people. But yeah, like every win, every time I get to spend time with them is super special to me.
Addison, for you, what's the best advice you've received from you know, a coach or a mentor that's helped you grow as a player this year?
Yeah, I've definitely received a lot of advice from coaches and the seniors and older players this year. But I would say the best piece of advice that I've gotten is every day is a new opportunity to improve, get better, and like get to hang out with the team. So all the seniors will tell you like 4 years goes by super fast. So to enjoy each moment and like don't take for granted anything. So every time I'm at practice, like I look at it as an opportunity to be with the team.
All right, and let's finish with a few fun questions here. Outside of hockey, what are some of your favorite hobbies or things to do to unwind and relax?
I like to play some Xbox, some video games, watch Netflix here and there, obviously hang out with my friends and family. Tough to do that with the family right now, but I jump on a FaceTime call pretty much every day with them. They mean the world to me. And yeah, hang out with my teammates and my friends. Go out to dinner. I really enjoy that. Just have a chat, kind of how catch up and how we're doing. But yeah, Netflix, and I'm pretty chill, kind of. I like to just go on TikTok, and that's kind of how I relax and just enjoy that time to myself after a long, busy day. Pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, for me, obviously hockey has taken up most of the winters, so I love to hang out in the summer and go on the boat, wake surf, and just like spend time with friends and family. I also got into pickleball this year, so that's been super fun. And then I just like to be outside, whether it's walking, running, or hanging out with friends.
Kalti, if you could play any other sport professionally, what would it be and why?
That's a really good question. I was a kid playing a lot of sports, from kayaking to riding horses to playing soccer. I don't know. I feel like I really wanted to do kayaking. Like every time I watch the Summer Olympics, I'm like, I would really love to do that. But I also wanted to be a hockey goalie. I mean, you said different sport, but I feel like it kind of in a way is like goalies are just so different. But yeah.
And then, Addison, what's one thing people might be surprised to know about you, either on or off the ice?
Yeah, I feel like hockey players a lot of times like aren't big runners, and I really like to run. My family has all done marathons, so I think after I'm done with hockey, I will definitely start training for a marathon, which is kind of surprising, but it's something that I'll like to do to stay like fit after hockey.
And then, all right, before we do wrap up, let's talk about the future. What goals do you guys have for the rest of the season, and what's next for both of you after your time at Colgate?
I mean, taking every day, one day at a time. We have big two games coming up this weekend, so preparing for that. I mean, it's easy to kind of get carried away and not be where our feet are. But like I think this year, especially the focus is be where your feet are. Especially for me, like this year has gone by so fast. So I just try to enjoy every moment I have with the team before it's gone. And so, just working hard. I mean, we're not there yet, progressing every day towards all the goals that we have set at the start of the year. And so just sticking to them and believing in the process and just kind of leaning onto my teammates and believing in one another.
Yeah, I think similar to Calty, like the goal for the rest of the year is continue to get better every day, continue to improve, and take each day by day, and each game is an opportunity to like learn and get better.
Kalti, as your college career comes to a close, how do you envision your hockey career evolving after college? And do you have any aspirations for professional leagues or other opportunities?
Yeah, I'm planning on declare for the PWHL draft and see where that goes. I'm super blessed and honored to have the opportunity to do that. I mean, there have been so many girls, including myself, who have dreamt of that opportunity our whole lives. So having just having the opportunity is huge and something that really excites me and makes me so proud. Like I'm so grateful for all the people that are taking these steps to provide those opportunities for us girls and women, and it's so important. So definitely declaring for the draft and just kind of enjoying some more hockey before getting out in the real world, hopefully.
And Addison, as a first year player, how has your experience at Colgate shaped your outlook on the future, both as an athlete and as a person?
Yeah, I think Colgate does a really good job about talking about our future. I think that Colgate has taught me to take use of every opportunity that's given. They give us a ton of opportunities. Like we're able to hang out with little girls who enjoy hockey and want to play. We've gone to homeless shelters and helped out there. So I think just like obviously hockey is a big part of right now and hopefully our futures, but there's also a lot going on in the world that we can be a part of. And I think Colgate academics and athletics really talk about it a lot, which is really important.
And to wrap things up, what advice would you give to younger players looking to follow into the footsteps and pursue a hockey career?
I would say there's so much competition out there with the obviously women's side of hockey growing, and so it's going to become more and more competitive. And so don't let anyone take away your love for the sport, but like keep working hard because that's the most important thing. No matter how much talent you have, hard work is what gets you far. And so, but being a great teammate and being nice and kind, definitely a big part of that too. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Just be yourself and see where that takes you.
Yeah, I would say similarly, like never give up, prove everyone wrong that's doubting you, but also to enjoy your time and be grateful for every opportunity you're given. We're so like grateful to be able to play after high school and hopefully continue to keep playing after college. But hockey is supposed to be fun, and if you're not having fun, then it's not for you. So obviously there's going to be hard times, but make sure you find like the good in everything and like continue to have fun.
And finally, are there any shout outs to teammates, coaches, or family who have been especially supportive in your journey so far?
I mean, I wouldn't be able to play hockey if it wasn't for my parents and my brother, so that's a pretty clear answer there. But there's so many family, friends, and different people that have made an impact on my hockey career, whether it's the coaches back home that I played for before I came to the US, or even my high school coaches up to the coaches here, but also like people outside of hockey, different faculty at the school. Doug Chiarello has been a huge support to me throughout my years at Colgate, along with other family friends, and so I just take that all in, and but also my teammates. Like I play at my best when my teammates are at their best, and that is a big part of my success. And so shout out to this year's team, and I really hope we can take it far.
Yeah, same with Kalti. My parents and brother have been super supportive and they're always there for me, giving me advice and just making sure that like I'm okay and having fun. Also, same thing, our teammates here, teammates in the past, I still stay in touch with all of them and we help each other out when things aren't going right. And I think that's a huge part of hockey and like building all these connections. It's all because of hockey. And of course, hockey is, supposed to be competitive and fun, but like these lifelong connections will last forever for sure.
Yeah, I was also going to say we can celebrate all the achievements, either personal or team ones, but there's no individual person that, only gets credited for them. I know I wouldn't achieve so many things without my teammates. And so that a lot of that goes to them.
Well, that's a wrap for today's episode. Kalti and Addison, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a blast hearing about your guys' journeys and all the hard work that you're putting in. I wish you both all the best for the rest of the season and beyond. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, keep striving, keep pushing, and enjoying the game.
Thank you.